Good morning, friends. Welcome to E-Taragati, Education Digitalized. And today we shall begin the daily Hindu newspaper analysis of 4th August 2020. So, hopefully, all of you are liking the classes because we're getting a lot of positive response and we are happy that people are writing answers. But, like I requested you yesterday, please write your answers by 5 p.m. For people who are watching this first time, this is a daily Hindu newspaper analysis where we focus on the upcoming examinations of Group 1, Group 2, UPSC, and other competitive examinations. All competitive examinations, whichever involve current affairs from newspaper, అవన్నింటికి యూజ్ అయ్యేలా ఈ తరగతి has brought you the current affairs course. సో దీంట్లో మీకు న్యూస్‌పేపర్‌లో generally there are a lot of distractions, a lot of non-relevant articles or which are not important. So that is the reason why many students, like even in my offline classes when I take many students, the common doubt, especially in the first class, is, "Sir, how to read newspaper?" So mainly for the benefit of the students and also for our online viewers, we have started this module that అసలు న్యూస్ పేపర్ ఎలా చదవాలి యూపీఎస్సీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఆర్ ఏపీపీఎస్సీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్కి టైం వేస్ట్ చేయకుండా. ఇప్పుడు రఫ్లీ వీ హ్యావ్ కెప్ ద లిమిట్ ఆఫ్ 45 minutes ఫర్ ఎ న్యూస్ పేపర్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ డే. బట్ జనరలీ ఫస్ట్ టైం ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ న్యూస్ పేపర్ 2-3 hours పట్టేస్తుంది జనాలకి. అండ్ నోట్స్ చేసుకోవడం మళ్ళీ అదొక పని. అందుకనే వీఆర్ గివింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ ఫార్మ్ the important articles, and the added advantage is at the end we have the mains answer writing. ఓకే, లాస్ట్కి మనకి మెయిన్స్ ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్ 2 questions ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది రోజు. అది మీరు రాసి ఇట్ విల్ హార్డ్లీ టేక్ 20 minutes ఫర్ పీపుల్. అండ్ అది మీరు రాసి ఈ తరగతి హ్యాండిల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆన్ టెలిగ్రామ్ దానికి సబ్మిట్ చేస్తే by 2 hours you'll get your answers corrected. So 5 lopo if you submit by 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is the deadline. By 5 p.m. if you submit, then our faculty would be correcting it, and by 7 or 8 p.m. max you'll get your answers corrected. Okay, so let us begin today's analysis. And before starting, I would like to please add, for people who are watching us regularly and watching the course, please like, share and subscribe. It won't take a second for you to do that. All right, because manaki we are starting, like what I'm saying every day, that live classes start అవుతుంది. ఈ తరగతి portal would be live very soon. The www.etaragati.com portal would be live very soon, where we would have mainly paid courses dealing with UPSC, APPSC, even TSPSC. అది కాకుండా we want to have live classes for you people. And live classes infrastructure also will be on site, but ఫ్రీగా మీకు live class ఉండడానికి on YouTube we are planning, and for that we need 1,000 subscribers. So please help us, friends, get the 1,000 subscribers, and that is for your own benefit, and be part of our E-Taragati family. Okay. So the first article for today, the headlines basically is dealing with Quad. So our Army General, Chief of Defence Staff, basically Mr. General Bipin Rawat, he has told that India wants Quad to become a system to ensure freedom of navigation and freedom of navigation operations for NOPS. And he has highlighted the threat from Pakistan and China on the two fronts. And if you see Quad, it is a good arrangement because it will ensure Indian Ocean region and all other to have a complete freedom of navigation. This is basically in the context of, if you see China law, they have their South China Sea dispute. And South China Sea dispute law, the countries, if this is China, the countries bordering to, there are disputes like Vietnam or Indonesia or Philippines. Ikkada there are some islands like Scarborough Shoal near Philippines, and birds. So the China, the cow tongue అనే కాన్సెప్ట్తో దే ఆర్ క్లెయిమింగ్ ద సౌత్ చైనా ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఏరియా. సో అలా అండ్ దిస్ ఏరియాలో దే ఆర్ నాట్ సైటింగ్ ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ నావిగేషన్. సో ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ నావిగేషన్ లేదు అక్కడ in South China Sea. So in that context, India is saying Quad or Indian situation choose, we definitely have the freedom of navigation here, and Quad is very important for that. What is Quad? I'll discuss in the next slide, or maybe we can have it. We'll have a look now. Quad anedi, it is an informal strategic dialogue between US, Japan, Australia, and India. Okay, it was maintained between the member countries, and the dialogue basically it began in 2007 when the PM Shinzo Abe and with the support of Vice President of US, they started. So the four countries you have to remember Quad anagane asalu Quad antene quadrilateral. And if you see the world map, if USA ikkada unte, we have Japan, we have India, we have Australia. So roughly there is some sort of quadrilateral. India inta paiki actually kaadu, but right. So this is some sort of quadrilateral, and ఈ షేప్ వల్ల basically that is termed as quadrilateral security dialogue, and they also took up a joint military exercise called Malabar. So the diplomatic and military engagement was widely viewed as a response to increased Chinese economic and military power. So the whole Quad is actually to counter China. Anoka informal belief has been sustained. And Quad basically, because of this reason only, Australia has left it. After a few years, Australia would listen to the Quad because it didn't want to upset China, because China and Australia have a lot of trade deals. And during 2017 ASEAN summits, during the 2007 ASEAN summit, all former countries again they rejoined in negotiation, and it's maintained by continuing security discussion, and it may be formally resumed if Australia again commits its naval forces to the military exercises of Malabar. Right? So this is the background of Quad, and our General Bipin Rawat has also supported it. And on Pakistan and China also has given some views. It's not very important here. Quad anedi, it's important because it's mentioned by the Chief of Defence Staff himself. And about India-US cooperation chuste, the general has told that there are several arrangements have been concluded of late. Like if you see the COMCASA ante Communications Compatibility and Security Agreement. It was signed in 2018. It enables Indian military to get a better picture of maritime activities in the Indian Ocean region. So if you're looking like that, from the US perspective, it is information sharing and continued supply of high technology battle. So it's a positive thing. And even if you see aerospace, space technology, cyber, artificial intelligence, India, US have a lot of cooperation, and 74% FDI kuda chestunaru defense lo. So India should become a preferred destination for investment in defense manufacturing antunaru. Right? This is what is important. Quad is important for your preliminary examination and definitely important for mains examination. Okay, the next as part of the headlines pages, India is the best place to invest, says our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. So yesterday basically he had a keynote address at the US-India Strategic Partnership Forum via video link. And nobody could imagine the pandemic and all that he has told. But important part is the pandemic has shown the world that decision on developing global supply chains should not be only on costs. So this is so nicely put. Like China to global supply chains are all linked. If you see, especially electronics and mobile manufacturing, the supply chain ante ippudu US nunchi Apple phones, they're designed in, if you see even in the Apple phone, it's written behind, it's designed in the USA. But actually the assembling and all is made in China. And from there it's rerouted to many countries like India, or Apple phones are very famous in European Union. So European Union is linked to supply chain కాబట్టి అక్కడికి వెళ్తాయి. Or Apple phones are actually very famous in Middle East also, you know. So all of these are supply chains. అండ్ ఈ సప్లై చైన్ అనేది దీంట్లో ఉత్త కాస్ట్ ఉండకూడదు. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ట్రస్ట్. సో దిస్ వాట్ our Prime Minister has told indirectly. So along with affordability of geography, companies are now looking for reliability and policy stability. And US industry has often been described as less than sufficient policy stability as one of the challenges of investment. And for that, our Prime Minister has emphasized that Atmanirbhar Bharat was not India turning its back on the world. It is basically the responsibility of being India's world's leading producer of generic medicines. And being అంటే ముందు మనం independentగా if we can make on our self-reliance, then we can export to the world and also help in the global supply chains. That is the gist of the article. And many transparent things like the GST tax or the insolvency bankruptcy code, labor reforms, all of them have been taken forward. And the Prime Minister also mentioned that agricultural manufacturing reforms and $14 billion agricultural financing, it was launched in August as part of the COVID-19 pandemic response measures. Nothing much important, but just this in US-India strategic partnership has happened. And it has happened by a video link. Generally, it's a very prestigious event when the Prime Minister goes to the US, and it's usually held in Washington, D.C. So instead of that strategic partnership forum, now it has been video link, and our Prime Minister has made effort to show the supply chains problems. Okay, the next in the first page of Hinduvar, relief for borrowers in the moratorium case. Like we have been following this case in the last week, and basically what happened is August 31st వరకు క్లియర్గా ఉంటే లోన్స్, ఆగస్ట్ 31st తర్వాత 90 days వరకు కట్టలేదు అనుకోండి, మనకి 90 days వరకు లోన్ కట్టకపోతే ఫర్ ద బ్యాంక్ ఇట్ విల్ బి కమింగ్ ఇన్ ఎన్పిఏ, నాన్ పర్ఫార్మింగ్ అసెట్. ఇప్పుడు ఆగస్ట్ 31st తర్వాత 90 days అయితే ఇట్ వుడెంట్ బికమ్ ఎన్పిఏ. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ద కోర్ట్ హ్యాస్ examined. And also the accounts which were not this is what we told. And also no account shall become NPA for at least period of 2 months. It was basically on apprehensions of individual borrowers from commercial sectors that September 1st ఏదైతే the date of expiry of moratorium అవుతుందో అప్పుడే వాళ్ళు కట్టాలా అని. And another question is whether compound interest was charged on loans deferred, అంటే interest on interest, చక్రవడ్డీ. So this was charged by banks which were for the loans deferred, and idi kuda the court is examining. And bench is also examining the powers of center and the NDMA to provide relief to the borrowers. Okay, so just remember that loan accounts became NPAs only if payments not made for 90 days and moratorium was excluded from the 90 days. So accounts do not become NPAs on September 1st. Okay, and it was also explained that banks were empowered under RBI circular to customize the relief, so they can do themselves. And an expert committee, they will come up, and September 10th as a proper judgment వస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు just know that ఏదైతే moratorium ఇచ్చారో due to the COVID-19 pandemic and August 31st deadline ఏదైతే ఉందో, దాని ముందు కూడా September 1st అనేది మొరటోరియంలో ఉండే పీరియడ్ 90 daysలో యాడ్ అవ్వదు. ఓకే, now let us see the APPSC related news. First news is that the state has banned online gaming betting platforms. So following the center's ban on online games like PUBG, AP cabinet has also decided to ban online gaming and betting platforms in the AP Gaming Act and impose stringent punishment on those charged with gambling. So the players who are convicted of are banned from online gaming platforms, they would be awarded 6 months imprisonment and 2 years of jail for repeat conviction. సో మీరు VPNతో ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైనా పబ్జీ ఆడుతున్నారు అనుకోండి అండ్ ఇట్ హెస్ బిన్ రిపోర్టెడ్, దెన్ మీరు 6 months జైలుకి వెళ్ళచ్చు. ఆర్ మళ్ళీ సెకండ్ టైం చేస్తే 2 years కూడా జైలు అవ్వచ్చు మీకు. దిస్ ఇస్ బై ద గేమింగ్ యాక్ట్ 1974. ఐ డోంట్ నో ఏపీఎస్సీలో డైరెక్ట్లీ ఎక్కడ అడగచ్చు సిలబస్లో, but just for your general awareness and just to motivate you to now study hard because the exams are coming up, please don't waste time because PUBG kuda ban ayipindi. So everyone aspirants, if they're playing, please don't waste time on the gaming platforms and take up your books soon. And the meeting, it was presided by the Chief Minister. Other important points are, decision was taken on the DBT for farmers for the free power scheme, and new posts of divisional department in deputy directors in Panchayati Raj department, and establishment of AP State Development Corporation to fund planning and social and economic development. So these are taken. And some more decisions like Prakasham Barrage and new barrages near Chodavaram village in Penamuru Mandal and Ramachandrapuram village in Mangalgiri Mandal. Okay. It also gave its detailed project report of Varike Pudisila irrigation project, around 12,000 crores. Okay, preliminary bids for Group 2 lo, this is important, report of Varike Pudisila irrigation project, DPR వచ్చింది. And approval to Babu Jagjeevan Ram Sujala Sravanti scheme. We know this, right? It is for the northern coastal districts ఏదైతే ఉన్నాయి. Northern coastal districts దగ్గర we have our శ్రీకాకుళం, విజయనగరం, వైజాగ్. సో ఈ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్లో ద సుజల స్రవంతి స్కీమ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దీనికి అప్రూవల్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. The economic survey lo kuda there was a lot of analysis on the Sujal Sravanti scheme and how the irrigation project can benefit the north coastal region and Vanchitara river ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అటు నుంచి అవన్నిటిపైన it's there. So please you can revise your AP irrigation projects. Okay, nothing much important. And one last important here is AP Fisheries Ordinance 2020 approve చేశారు, under which a fisheries university will come up in West Godavari district. All right. Next in APPSC news is, like yesterday we have seen kada, there was DBT in power subsidy. అంటే మన సబ్సిడీస్ సిస్టమ్ తీసి now there will be a direct benefit transfer. అంటే ఫ్రీ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ, పంప్ సెట్స్, అగ్రికల్చర్కి జనరలీ దెర్ ఇస్ సబ్సిడీ విధంగా ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది ఫార్మర్స్కి. బట్ అది తీసేసి now there will be a DBT అంటే direct benefit transfer which will be directly added to the farmers' bank accounts. And the CM has made it clear that even ఒక్క పవర్ కనెక్షన్ కూడా ఎఫెక్ట్ అవ్వదు అంటున్నారు. అంటే ఒక్క సింగిల్ ఫ్రీ పవర్ కనెక్షన్ ఆల్సో won't be disconnected basically, and ask the cabinet ministers to put any rest in the misgivings. Like for example, yesterday the Federation of Farmers Associations, they have urged the government to conduct an opinion poll. ఎందుకంటే the government's decision to make farmers pay their power bills on pretext that will be reimbursed is doing away with the free power scheme అని అంటున్నారు. సో ఒక సెపరేట్ అకౌంట్ ఓపెన్ చేయకుండా గవర్నమెంట్ మీరు ఏదైతే ఉన్నారో మీరు ముందు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయండి క్వాంటమ్ ఆఫ్ పవర్ సప్లై given to the farmers and directly transfer the amount to the power distribution companies. Okay, because the farmer does not know about power bill and అదేం పర్పస్ చేస్తుందో అది తెలియదు ఫార్మర్కి. సో అండ్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ పేస్ ద డిస్కామ్స్, ఇట్ హాస్ రైట్ టు ఇన్సిస్ట్ ఆన్ క్వాలిటీ పవర్ ఆల్సో, బట్ ఫార్మర్స్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి పీనలైజ్డ్ యాజ్ పవర్ డిస్కనెక్షన్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్స్ ఫెయిలియర్ ఆఫ్ పేయింగ్ బిల్స్. సో సబ్సిడీ ఉంచమని అంటున్నారు. And here the Honorable Chief Minister has told that power to farmers has always been free, and we are also launching reforms in power sector like DBT scheme, in which farmers would be credited money in their accounts and they in turn they pay the bill to the discoms. And the reforms in power sector, they are among the 4 conditions to get FRBM relaxed also, because power sector subsidy is there, that there it is prone to a lot of diversions. Like there is diversion to the home, or there is diversion to commercial enterprises, or అసలు అక్కడ ఫార్మరే లేనప్పుడు టెనెంట్ కన్నా ఇట్ ఇస్ గోస్ టు ద సమ్ నాన్ ఫార్మింగ్ యాక్టివిటీ. సో ఇవన్నీ అవుతాయి. అది కాకుండా డైరెక్ట్ ఫార్మర్ అకౌంట్లోని డబ్బులు వేస్తే అది the farmer can pay to the discoms. So that is the idea. And we are spending 8,000 crore every year. And also they are adding 10,000 megawatt of solar power, and free power scheme would be continued for the next 30 years. Okay. And there would be uninterrupted 9-hour power supply to all feeders in the Rabi season. Right? And there's some political news, it's not important. So there would be quality and uninterrupted power for 9 hours, and the government has allocated 1,700 crore for upgradation of feeders. Okay, so 8,000 crore for that, and 1,700 crores for upgrading the feeders. ఇది కూడా చేస్తారు. So the free power scheme with reforms would be launched in Srikakulam district in April 1st, 2021, pilot basis పైన. సో అప్పటికి రిలీజ్ పెట్టారు ఈ స్కీమ్. And another news in APPSC is ఇప్పుడు ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం ఏదైతే the state government was planning to launch for all the classes from 1st to 6th in primary, upper primary, high schools under management from 2021. Idi mana High Court has given a stay ani we know. Right? The state High Court has struck down the government order of November 2019. Now the Supreme Court will examine whether it is correct or not, AP making English as medium of instruction, and whether it will amount them to effective education guaranteed under Article 21A. And for example, the senior advocate KV Vishwanathan, he is arguing for the state. He has said that the government order is a progressive measure. It is progressive and practical because people are today moving out of government schools. And if not for English, I would not have been able to address the court. So English is important. Adevidhanga Justice Chandrachud, he has referred to how Section 29 2F of right of children to free and compulsory education Act, basically the RT Act, said media of instruction shall be as far as practical be in mother tongue. So as far as practical, it will be in the mother tongue, and it's there under the RT Act. So Justice Chandrachud is saying that maybe the High Court might have had this provision in mind, in mind when it struck down the government order in April. Okay. But Supreme Court should see the phrase as far as practicable also. That is the most important point. This is about the choice which is being taken away from parents and the children. So Telugu elago untundi. Teluguni మనం తప్పించలేము, ఎందుకంటే తెలుగు has survived many centuries, you can say. ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఉంది తెలుగు మనకి, and there wouldn't be an issue for that because వాడుకలో ఉన్న భాష ఎప్పటికీ చనిపోదు. But it is about తెలుగుతో పాటు educating children in English. Okay, as medium of education. That is the state government's plea actually. So now it has gone to the Supreme Court. Let us see the judgment. Okay. And few small points in AP industry and skilling are the AP Skill Development Corporation in collaboration with GNV IT Solution. It is a learning center for 360-degree DigiTMG, Digital Transformation Management Governance. They are planning an R programming language. So on R programming, extensively used in handling data and science algorithms, it is called a statistical programming language. So Deen Mida, now there will be a 40-hour online training course. And nothing more important. Just you have to know that R programming, and if there are preliminary bits, recently on which programming there has been online training signed, and R programming is important. And R programming it is open source programming language. support for data wrangling, array of packages, quality plotting, graphing, highly compatible and independent platform ఇది. So it is important. And AP industries లో చూస్తే the ఆర్డర్ బుక్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో స్మాల్ అండ్ మీడియం ఇండస్ట్రీస్ స్లోలీ పికప్ అవుతున్నాయి ఇప్పుడు, షోయింగ్ 30 to 35% of original business returning to micro, small and medium enterprises. లైక్ తుమ్మకుంట ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పార్క్ ఏదైతే ఉందో చూసినట్టయితే నియర్ హిందూపూర్ ఇన్ అనంతపూర్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్, ఇది ఒక మినియేచర్ క్లస్టర్ ఆఫ్ 200 యూనిట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ సైజెస్. ఓకే, సో స్లోలీ దర్ పికింగ్ అప్. ఐ జస్ట్ వాంటెడ్ టు, అంటే మీరు ఆన్సర్స్లో యూ కెన్ రైట్ తుమ్మకుంట ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పార్క్ నియర్ ద కర్ణాటక బార్డర్. This is what is important. It's slowly picking up. There are details about it, and the government has, as we have discussed, there are something called restart loans. And restart loans, so there is easing of salary payments, and it has improved to 35 to 40% the order books. So it is slowly improving. So one positive news here. Okay, now let us see our editorials of Hindu. The first is about the AGR due case, adjusted gross revenue ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, which we discussed 2 days back. So people who have who don't have any idea about this, please watch the video of 2nd September to get a proper idea about this. Okay, AGR dues లో ఏంటంటే basically the telecom companies, when they pay for the license fee for the spectrum usage, they have to pay both core activities నుంచి వచ్చే రెవెన్యూ పైన అండ్ నాన్ కోర్ కూడా, అంటే సేల్ ఆఫ్ అసెట్స్ ఆర్ ఇష్యూయింగ్ ఆఫ్ లైసెన్స్, ఇవి రెండింటి పైన ఇట్ షుడ్ బి పేడ్ AGR. It's a lengthy discussion. We had a lengthy discussion, so please watch 2nd September video. And the gist of the case was Supreme Court వీళ్ళకి 10 years time ఇచ్చింది to pay back the AGR. So it is a partial relief to them. And they give the older providers like Vodafone India a breathing space. However, in setting a time frame, it seemed to brush aside both the company's requests and because center has told 20-year time period. So Dani Supreme Court has made it 10-year. 10-year 10% lo you should pay అని అన్నారు. And the center has made it clear that the AGR dues should be sorted one go. It could also push for service provider into insolvency proceedings. And the important part is there's something called Indian Banks Association. It explained its position in seeking a judicial and non-disruptive outcome. So the Indian Banks Association, it represented the various lenders, and it has told that IBC code process lo chuste 4 lakh crores resolution process undi. Okay, so what has been done by the Supreme Court is good only, but 10 years anedi takku avvachu ani the editorial is saying. Nothing more important, like there are a lot of details about the scheme, but I don't know where you can use your answers. Just you should, and one important point you should know, ICT lo you can use that an overall diminishing ability to continue to invest in capital spending and technology, including the upcoming adoption of 5G works kuda unnai valaki. So companies should decide on whether a curative review is required, because this would affect our whole digital ecosystem. Even this class, I'm able to say it's because of the fiber network connection and the telecom companies valla. So avi stress aithe the whole infrastructure will come to a standstill. That is what the court is saying. Okay, so the next is the politics of question hour. Give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry. So it is written by Hamid Ansari, who was our former vice president. He served for a very long time of almost 10 years. He was a vice president. So since he's also an expert in the parliamentary affairs, because vice president is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, he has given his opinion on the question hour scrapping. Like ఇది నిన్నటి న్యూస్లో చూసాం మనం, క్వశ్చన్ అవర్ ఇస్ డ్రాప్డ్ ఇన్ ద మాన్సూన్ షెడ్యూల్. క్వశ్చన్ అవర్ అంటే ఏంటి అసలు? ఫస్ట్ మీట్ అవ్వగానే there are questions asked the minister or private member. So they can be starred questions, unstarred questions, or short notice. ఆల్రైట్. సో స్టార్డ్ క్వశ్చన్ అంటే వాళ్ళు రిటర్న్ రిప్లై ఇవ్వచ్చు. అన్స్టార్డ్ అంటే అప్పటికప్పుడు అడుగుతారు, సో ఓరల్ రిప్లై ఇవ్వచ్చు. షార్ట్ నోటీస్ అంటే ఒక 10 days పీరియడ్, అంటే వాళ్ళకి బికాస్ ఇట్ రిక్వైర్స్ అ బిట్ ఆఫ్ రీసెర్చ్ బి డన్, ఒక 10 day పీరియడ్ ఇస్తారు. సో ఇవన్నీ ఎనీవే ఆల్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆర్ స్క్రాప్డ్. 0 hour కూడా లేదు, బికాస్ ఆ 3 hour పీరియడ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఆ 2 hour గ్యాప్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో దాన్ని ఆ టైంలో డిస్ఇన్ఫెక్ట్ చేస్తారంట పార్లమెంట్ చేంబర్స్. సో దీని గురించి మాట్లాడుతూ ద former Vice President Mr. Hamid Ansari is saying, like, if you see the preamble, we the people of India gave ourselves a constitution which prescribes for our democracy a parliamentary form of government. So executive anedi, it is accountable to electorate through legislature. Okay, this is the basically, if you see Article 75, and this is the fundamental aspect of parliamentary governance. Okay, this lies at the heart of democratic government, and it is implemented through procedures put in place by legislature whose function include lawmakers controlling national finances and approving taxation proposals. So ivanni functions out there, and there are a lot of ways this accountability is done, like adjournment motion, calling attention motion, half-hour discussion, motion of no confidence, question of privilege. All of these are there. You would have studied in your polity books. Now, among these instruments, the accountability law, question hour has unmatched criticality. It is very important because it has a special significance since it covers every aspect of government activity, domestic and foreign. So the government of the day is thus helped to feel the pulse of the nation. And the question hour anedi, it is there in the rules of procedure also. So rules of procedure in both houses lo question hour is included. They include notice period, condition of admissibility, balloting, and so on. So questions are addressed to a specific minister, and he can seek oral answers marked by an asterisk or written one. Okay, so the veracity of the answers are matters of utmost importance, and copies of answers are available to members at notice office. Now, since questions are generally pointed, they tend to elicit specific information from the government. So there are some instances where questions leading to wider debates, inquiries, and even administrative scandals. So question hour anedi, it's very crucial to parliamentary functioning and antunnaru. And that is the reason why members of parliament and interested citizens attach a high importance to questions in parliament. Okay, and recently వచ్చిన bulletin lo there will be no question hour అని ఇచ్చారు. It is because of COVID-19 pandemic. Now this is a very troubling development because new disciplines have descended on us and we have experienced new norms of style of existence. Now countries far and near, they are brought forth for their individual response patterns. Some of them have shown legislative bodies have the function with a new do's and don'ts. And in this context, the deletion of question hour from announced agenda is baffling. Baffling ante ఆశ్చర్యచకితమైనది. And subsequent clarification stated that unstarred questions will continue to be received and answered, and change will relate only to starred questions and supplementary questions emanated from them which require to be answered orally. So the purpose of starred question is to explore the intent and illegality and procedural lacuna of the government. And oral supplementary questions evaithe unnar, they are to unravel those. So it is a form of verbal gymnastics not known in daily life. So all such problems have been told by Mr. Hamid Ansari, and one way to be can be to admit the starred question, reply it in a set of propositions, and allow the member concerned to table the writing for the permitted number of the writing questions. Okay, so not very important. It is an out and out article for political science. An entire article is about question hour itself. Just the conclusion is good, and you can use it for normal questions on parliament also. The test of functioning of democracy is its ability to face crisis, like social, economic, political. And a resort to what has been called politics of avoidance, it does not help. And executive accountability cannot be allowed to become a thing of the past. So accountability kavali, and accountability kavalsin instruments evaithe unnayo, like questionnaire, have to be upheld. So that's it. And the last article for today is basically about the India-China tensions. If India-China border disputes have been going on, we've been seeing it for the last few days. And Deeniki, the answer can be found only in diplomacy. This has been told by our External Affairs Minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar. So basically, he'll be traveling to the SCO Foreign Ministers Meet on September 10th. Okay, this is not a video conference. The External Affairs Minister will be physically, he'll be traveling to Moscow. Okay. And he has, during the launch of the book India Way, he has told there should be realism in India-China relations, which I told you can also use in your answers. It has been told in the book The India Way. Written by our External Affairs Minister. So there should be a realism. And SCO meet edaithe undo. SCO, we have also discussed SCO. It is basically a grouping, and the full form is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It is a grouping which involves Russia, China, Central Asian countries like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, ivanni, and danto patu recently Pakistan and India have been added. India and Pakistan. So actually mundu, this grouping was actually Shanghai 5. Shanghai 5 was the original grouping. Later, Central Asia ivanni vachi more countries were added. India, Pakistan vachaka, it became the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Alright, so if you see the map roughly of Eurasia, imagine this is Russia and India. So almost the whole continent is covered except Mongolia, since India and Pakistan are also covered now. Okay. And SCO, there are different kinds of summit. Like this is the Foreign Ministers Summit. This is the Foreign Ministers Summit. Similarly, we have the President's Meet. And we have the Head of Governments Meet. So Foreign Ministers Summit ki our External Affairs Minister is going. President Summit ki the President Ramnath Kovind sir will go. And Head of Government Summit ki the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji will go. Okay. And here also is saying that I'm being realistic and in touch with the ground situation, and diplomacy is the only way out. So he shall meet the China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and in Russia lo avbotundi Moscow lo basically the SCO Foreign Ministers meet. And the MEA has said that the Chinese army has violated the consensus reached between Mr. Jaishankar and Mr. Wang, and in discussion though it will come up. All right, he was in a conversation with Observer Research Foundation President Samir Saran. ORF anedi, it is a pressure group or think tank, you can say, on internal affairs, on international affairs. Okay, so that's it, nothing more in this article. When asked about the seeming contradiction of planning meeting of Russian and Chinese leaders next week at virtual BRICS and SCO meets, they are saying we are also preparing for meeting with US Secretary of State and foreign ministers of Quad allies kuda chestunnarantnaru. Quad, which we discussed kada, US, India, Australia, Japan. ఇవి కూడా చేస్తున్నారు. సో ద హోల్ ఫోకస్ ఇస్ బేసిక్లీ ఆన్ మల్టీలాటరలిజం. So most impactful and startling shift is about multilateralism and changing approach of US towards multilateralism. Okay. So that's it, and we have our sample mains questions of today. What is Quad and its evolution? So Quad and TNT, you should focus on 2007 low when it came up, the 4 countries, and later Australia has exited from the group. But in 17, when the ASEAN meet was happening, Australia again rejoined, and military exercise ఏదైతుందో Malabar గురించి you should write, because that is the crucial point of a naval exercise అనేది. It adds dialogue to the Quad security dialogue. Okay, so you should focus on that. And then significance ఎలా రాస్తారు? Significance అంటే freedom of navigation ఉంటుంది, and it is seemingly against China factor, and it can go with the pivot to China policy. And supply chains ఏవైతే ఎఫెక్ట్ అయ్యాయి with Chinese supply chain breakdown ఏవైతే అయిందో because of the pandemic, that also present geopolitics అంటే it should focus on the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So it has its significance, but some problems are there, like Australia and dependence on China you should be focusing on. Next is, it can be asked in the APPSC Group 1 mains. Is converting subsidies into DBT prone to problems in implementation? Critically analyze. So this is what is happening. The subsidies ani తీసి DBT ఇస్తున్నారు, direct benefit transfer. And first you should focus on, you can take a stand, is it prone to problems or not? And there can be problems in implementation, because critically analyze అన్నారు కాబట్టి of all sides of the story you should focus on it. So initially the advantages are direct farmer benefit వస్తుంది, leakages తగ్గుతాయి, and discoms health పెరుగుతుంది, fiscal deficit తగ్గుతుంది. All these parts you can focus on. But criticality ఏంటంటే ఇంప్లిమెంట్ ఎలా చేస్తారు, because the farmer may not have bank account, జన్ధన్ ఆధార్ మొబైల్ కావాలి మనకి డీబీటీకి, సో ఇది ఉండకపోవచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు అట్లీస్ట్ వాళ్ళకి ద ఫార్మర్స్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ రెస్పైట్ ఆఫ్ సబ్సిడీస్, ఫ్రీ పవర్లో వస్తుంది వాళ్ళకి, బట్ లేటర్ వాళ్ళు తీసుకుని పే చేస్తారా, ఆర్ డీబీటీలో మళ్ళీ డైవర్షన్స్ అవ్వచ్చు. It can be captured by the husband and it can be used for liquor or other non-farm activities. ఇది కూడా చేయొచ్చు. Or ultimately will he pay to the discoms or not? This also is an issue, right? So please write this answer. I want to see how you write the second answer. And we shall meet tomorrow with the discussion of Hindu again of 5th September, right? I'll just show you the questions again. Okay, so quad అనేది you can write for 150 words, 10 marks. దీన్ని you please write in 250 words, 15 marks. Because మీకు ఎంటైర్ సబ్సిడీస్, డీబీటీ, వెల్ఫేర్ స్కీమ్స్ కూడా కవర్ అవుతాయి ఈ క్వశ్చన్తో. సో ప్లీజ్ spend some time on it, and it won't take you more than 20 minutes in any case, and 5 PM వరకు deadline ఉంది. So please write and submit your answers. They'll be corrected and given back to you. All right. So all the best. Keep studying. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye.